Okay, hi guys. Today we're going to be talking about P Diddy getting his house raided by the FBI, and then he tries to flee the country by going to another country. NBC actually hires Ron McDaniel and then fires her days later. New York City asked court to allow illegal immigrants to vote in our elections. This is exactly what's going to be happening in the major Democratic states, like Massachusetts has already been starting to do this. It's Massachusetts that's at the forefront of this. It's Massachusetts, New York City, well, New York in general, not just the city, but also California/LA, San Francisco. Those are the parts of the United States that are the most woke. They're always in competition with each other to be the most amount of woke. The Supreme Court sides with Texas in the border situation. JFK vice presidential candidate was announced, and it was a poop show to say the least. The Supreme Court hears the case on why the FBI should be able to get sued. Israel is not showing up to a meeting with Kamala Harris because of what Kamala Harris has done to them. She's just being stupid, as if she knows how to do military action better than military generals in Israel. All of that and a lot more in today's episode. So, starting off with the P Diddy situation, I know I said yesterday that we were going to talk about the P Diddy situation, but it's such an extensive background into what P Diddy did. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, P Diddy is just a stand-in for what is actually going on in Hollywood. Maybe, but do we have evidence for that? We do not have evidence for that. And what we also do not have is lighting on my face, which I just turned on. But what we also do not have is any evidence for this unclaimed and unbacked by evidence claims that people are making. People are saying, well, it's just a small group in Hollywood that's controlling and giving P Diddy the money to do this. No, P Diddy is just an ass. That's always been the case. He's just been a creepy dude that likes to get away with some sexual deviant stuff. That's just what it is. We can't accept the fact that people are in Hollywood that are only out for themselves, like Dan Schneider. People and the 3 producers that have done weird things to kids throughout the years. It's not because of Hollywood in general is so weird. No, it's these specific people that we can target that says, why didn't they get arrested the first time that they did it? Because if they did get arrested the first time that they did it and they didn't go and get away with it, then we wouldn't have to worry about any situation because of the fact that they would have been arrested. Now, the P Diddy situation is actually a lot worse than that because it's been ongoing for years and years and years. I would say that P Diddy is obviously worse in the amount of victims that he has than Dan Schneider. But the thing is that these two people are very comparable because they're both in Hollywood. They're both not just with kids. I wouldn't say that P Diddy is with particularly kids, but I would say that more generally, the sexual assault, the sexual deviance of both of them are very, very on the same level. It's disgusting at this point. Moving with the Daily Wire article, we have an attorney for rapper Sean Diddy Combs responded to the federal government's raid on 2 of the client's homes this week by claiming that the government used too much force. Too much force? Boo-hoo. You know how much things your client did throughout the years? Agents with the Department of Homeland Security descended upon Combs's homes in Los Angeles and Miami on Monday as part of the federal criminal investigation into allegations related to sex trafficking, sexual assault, and solicitation of and distribution of illegal narcotics and firearms, NBC News reported. Yesterday, there is a gross overuse of military level force and used search warrants were executed at Mr. Combs' residences, said attorney Aaron Dreyer. There is no excuse for the exercise, show of force, and hostility exhibited by the authorities or the way his children and employees were treated. Mr. Combs has never detained but spoke to and cooperated with authorities. Despite media speculation, neither Mr. Combs nor his family members have been arrested, nor has the ability to travel been restricted in any way. Yeah, but the thing is, doesn't it make it kind of suspicious when you're pacing in front of a airport, like, oh, what should I do? What should I do? And then you get into a private jet, and then you're trying to flee the country. Isn't that a little suspicious? That's suspicious. People that do not do anything wrong do not do that. Normal people do not do that. Dyer called the raid an unprecedented ambush, even though federal law enforcement routinely conducts raids with a show of force and lambasted what he claimed was an advanced coordinated media media presence that he says has led to public to make premature judgments about his client. Okay, so now you're blaming the media for being the media. The media and TMZ will always be there no matter what you do in Hollywood. People want the scoop. People are like, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? The media is there. It's not a coordinated effort. The media just has their sources, and then the media just does this to everybody. So how is P Diddy different in this situation? He's not. Or Puff Daddy, whatever the heck you want to call him. He said that the raid was a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in several lawsuits. Okay, that's not true though, because there's a most recent lawsuit described all of the evidence of what P Diddy did. He would apparently, according to the lawsuit, P Diddy would shower naked in front of the person that he was working with, and then we have Usher coming through and saying that it was just a crazy time, even though he was underage. It was always a quote unquote crazy time, or yeah, I think that's what he said. Don't quote me on that, so I will take back my quotes. He would say that it would always be like a crazy time at P Diddy's house. He was underage when he went there. He said if in hindsight he would have never even went there. So he said there was always a lot of girls, so it was always a lot of fun. You can just take what you think with that. There has been no finding of any criminal or civil liability of any of these allegations, he said. Mr. Combs is innocent and he will continue to fight every day to clear his name. I don't know. I mean, I have my suspicions. I do. I mean, a suspicious person does pace in front of an airport trying to leave the country. That's what a suspicious person does. Earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, New York, executed law enforcement actions as part of an ongoing investigation with assistance from HSI Los Angeles, HSI Miami, and our local law enforcement partners. He said, we will provide further information as it becomes available. Yeah, so this is just a huge situation because this has been an ongoing thing with P Diddy. Obviously very, very suspicious, and we'll just update you whenever there's more to the story. The P Diddy situation, to file it all down, it's just a lot of power. He would say, okay, well, since you're going to be working with me and you're going to have, like, let's just say for the one of the people that came forward, according to the documents, he would just wear a Playboy hat and then walk around LA, and they would already know that he's working for P Diddy. So that's how popular P Diddy was when the allegations came through. So yeah, I mean, it's a very bad situation. If you do want to research all of it, I don't really want to go into that deep. I don't want to put myself on the chopping block with P Diddy, so no, I'm very good with that. But it's it's a very, very big situation if you do want to research that. So with that being said, we do have another article. We do have another Daily Wire article. We have NBC releases statement announcing Ron McDaniel is out just days after hiring. NBC News released a statement on Tuesday afternoon announcing that the former Republican National Committee and RNC chairwoman Ron McDaniel is out of the network just days after the company announced that they will be hiring her as a contributor. NBC News chairman Caesar Khan made the announcement in a memo to employees after multiple on-air hosts at MSNBC lashed out at the company during the news shows. Quote, there is no doubt that the last several days have been difficult for the news group. After listening to the legitimate concerns of many of you, I have decided that Ron McDaniel will not be the new NBC News contributor. He said, no organization, particularly a newsroom, can succeed unless a cohesive and is aligned. Over the last few days, it has become clear that his disappointment undermines that goal. That goal of what? Being partisan hacks that say that they're nonpartisan, and then when they try to hire somebody that will bring nonpartisanship to the network, they say, no. You are definitely not going to work here. You thought you were going to work here, and you definitely will not work here. Quote, I want to personally apologize to our team members who felt like we let them down. Weak. While this was a collective recommendation by some members of our leadership team, I accept it and I take full responsibility for it. He continued, our initial decision was made because of our deep commitment to representing our audiences with a widely diverse set of viewpoints and experiences, particularly during these consensual times. Okay, that does not make any sense here. What time are we going through? What time are we going through, please? It doesn't make any sense here. I just don't get it. Number two, they're trying to fire the boss now. That's another update to the story. So just because of the boss coming out and saying, I accept full responsibility for hiring her, they want him fired. That's disgusting. It's just disgusting. For hiring somebody that's supposed to bring nonpartisanship to the network, you end up getting fired. Okay, moving into the next article, we actually have the NYC asks court to allow illegal immigrants to vote in our elections. So, NYC Council asks state highest court to let non-citizens vote in local elections. Disgusting. This is an article from the Daily Wire. The New York City Council is asking New York City's highest court to reverse a pair of rulings in a move that could ultimately allow non-citizens to vote in local elections. The controversial law will allow 800,000 non-citizens with green cards to vote. Okay, but this was exactly the plan all along. They wanted to import millions and millions. There's been, 10 million illegal immigrants coming through our southern border alone within the last 3 years of Joe Biden's presidency. So now they want to use those people that came through the country illegally to vote in our elections. Because if they do use them to vote in our elections, then they're going to have more people to vote for them, because obviously these illegal immigrants are going to vote for the people that let them into the country in the very first place. Oh my God. I just don't understand how these people do not understand what's going on here. And they do understand. It's giving them too much credit to say that they do not understand exactly what they're doing. They do understand. And that's the most evil part of it. They know what they're doing. They know that they're trying to use these illegal immigrants as pawns to get their way. Why? Why do you need to use an illegal immigrant? Because of the fact that our people, the people of America, know that you're full of crap. And we do not want to vote for your policies that are destroying America. Oh my goodness. It's just such like a hair-pulling time when people just do not understand what's going on in America. It's stupid. It's disgusting. Moving on to the next article, we actually have a Daily Wire article. We have Gen Z has the worst mental health, but is therapy the answer? No. Long story short, no, it's not. If you do have mental quote-unquote issues, all you have to do is go and touch grass, stay off your phone for a week, and you will be fine. You will be fine. Okay? You are very good. So, moving on to the next article, we actually have the Texas Supreme Court is siding with Texas. Oh no, it's actually siding with the border. But this is actually a really big situation here, because the Supreme Court said that the lower court must rule. Okay, yeah. So, if you do not know the situation, it's just, it's a really big situation. This is according to NBC News. Now, obviously, there are political hacks. That's why I'm only going to be reading a few articles from this article. The article name is Appeals Court Blocks Texas Immigration Laws Shortly After the Supreme Court Action. So, if you do not know already, a federal court on Tuesday night, this is March 20th, so a few weeks ago, ordered that a contentious new Texas immigration law be passed just hours after the Supreme Court said that it could go into effect. A 3-panel of the New Orleans-based Fifth Circle Court of Appeals split 2-1, saying that in a brief order that the measure known as Senate Bill 4 should be blocked. The same court is hearing arguments on the issue on Wednesday morning. So they blocked it, and then they don't even know why they blocked it. They're like, okay, well, we're gonna block it right this second, but we will hear arguments for your defense of it on Wednesday. Doesn't make any sense here. The state law will allow police officers to arrest migrants who illegally cross the border from Mexico and impose criminal penalties. It will also empower the state judges to order people to be deported to Mexico. But then Mexico said that they don't want to comply with this. So it's just a big poop show over there, because now Mexico is not going to help America unless it's federally sent back. Because cannot talk to them, because Mexico does not want these people that we're sending back. They know that they're criminals. They don't want them. So moving into the next article, we actually have a Daily Wire article. We have how a leftist network of websites floods red states with abortion pills with no consequences. So facilitated by left-wing activist groups, a network of websites have emerged to ship unregulated foreign abortion pills across the country with no age verification, no prescription, and no concern about state laws that may ban medically induced abortions, aka killing your baby. There are dozens of sites sending out abortion drugs, many of whom are not approved by the FDA. And many red states like Tennessee and Texas, where abortion is banned, it all takes to circumvent the law is access to the internet, a willingness to make payments online, and a shipping address. A Daily Wire investigation found that for less than $100, anyone can order abortion drugs such as mifepristone and misoprostol online without a prescription. Age is not verified, nor is a medical professional ever consulted, meaning anyone, including young girls, can easily get their hands on pills after a brief interactions on a shitty website. The website typically directs users to a discrete payment methods to acquire foreign pills. If there is any medical complications, which are not uncommon, the website typically says that there is no liability. They also assure users that they can use unregulated drugs, won't be detectable by by doctors, and urge them not to disclose what they did. Yeah, because they're trying to protect their ass. But they have liability, or they have no liability. That doesn't make any sense. So no, I would sue the hell out of these people. If I was a red state, if I was a DA in some red states, I would be suing the hell out of this website. They don't say the website because they don't want it to get any more, they don't want it to go even more well known. But according to the data from the Pro-Abortion Gut Measure Institute, over 60% of abortions in 2023 were done via medicine. 642,700. That's how many people we killed in 2023 alone. That's only 60%. Millions of abortions happen every year, and it's disgusting. Plan C pushes users to abortion pill providers. On the major organizations promoting the shipping of abortion pills to red states is Plan C, which describes itself as a public health creative campaign composed by public health advocates, researchers, and social justice advocates and digital strategists. Run by former Planned Parenthood official, the organization has been covered widely by the legacy media, including NPR, the New York Times, and Axios, and openly boasts about pointing women to use pills in states where abortion is banned. Its goal is to transform the way abortion is accessed. Yeah, because they know that the way of cutting the baby into pieces is not so accepted because it's frowned upon to kill your baby. Whoa, revolutionary. We have just had the enlightening now. Killing your baby is bad? Whoa. Oh my goodness graciousness. Wait a second. You're telling me that if you slice your baby and dice your baby, that's not good? Whoa. Oh boy. Tell me something I didn't know. So, this is something that you probably didn't know. JFK will take more votes from Joe Biden. This is because of the fact that JFK is JFK. Or I should say RFK. And that's the exact same thing. They're both liberal Democrats. Now, RFK is a little bit worse than JFK, obviously. But at the same exact time now, we can see the presidential running lady is very woke. Nicole Shannon, yeah, she's very, very woke. She was actually married to the former CEO of Google. So, that just tells you right there. According to CNN, independent presidential candidate RFK Jr. named Silicon Valley attorney and entrepreneur Nicole Shannon, I think so, as his presidential candidate pick at the campaign rally on Tuesday in her hometown of Oakland, California. The 38-year-old first-time candidate enters the race largely unknown to the public outside of the tech circles, but was an early supporter of Kennedy's presidential bid, backing him last year while he was still running in the Democratic Party. Shannon said during her remarks Tuesday that she initially didn't think much of Kennedy, but became drawn to his campaign after hearing his interviews, which she gave her hope for our democracy. I saw a person of intelligence, of compassion and reason. So if you have reason, according to a Democrat, that's not good. Obviously, this person is very, very woke. They actually start off, okay, this is like a puff piece. Oh my God, the best person ever. Okay, no. So, I'm gonna just tell you how it is. So if you do look at the announcement, they had a land acknowledgement, quote unquote, at the beginning of it. I just don't know why. And then they were like, I don't know. I just don't get it. It was just stupid. They had a land acknowledgement at the beginning. It's not like, oh, this land is stolen land and this land is not for you and me, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that at all. It's just like, it's just singing. It's just stupid. I don't get it. I just don't get it. And I don't think that you should be doing it anymore. And I think that it should be illegal. Okay. Quote me at that. I think that it should be illegal to do stupid things like that. Okay. So moving on to the next article, we actually have in Massachusetts, teachers union host webinar by professor who praised Hamas, engaging membership. Okay. So like I said at the beginning of the show, Massachusetts, LA, or not LA, but California more in particular, it would be a race to see. But, you know, California, Massachusetts, and New York are all in a race to be more woke. I'm more woke. I'm more woke. I'm more woke. Once you think that you are at the top level of woke, ideology that only leftists subscribe to because the ideology is so stupid if you are not part of the leftist circles, that they just go higher and higher. They just go, oh, well, we actually just broke the glass ceiling, guys. Well, we actually just went into outer space. So that's the California, New York, and Massachusetts for you. So a Massachusetts teachers union representing 117,000 teachers and facility members at public schools and universities across the state is under fire for hosting a webinar that featured a professor who praised the courage of Hamas terrorists who attacked Israel on October 7th. Disgusting. The Massachusetts Teachers Union MTA webinar titled "The Struggle Against the Anti-Palestinian Racism." I think it's the opposite, actually. The Palestinians has gotten $1 billion of aid. 1 billion with a B of aid. We are not making sure that Palestinians are not by any way malnourished, and we are not making sure by any way that they are not getting the support that they need. Since when do we get into a war with, and let's just say with our ally, let's just pretend it is us. So when is the last time that our ally has gotten into a war with somebody that is not our ally, and we are more concerned about not our ally than our actual ally? It's disgusting. How do you win a war like that? The person that is responsible for the war and protecting their country is also at the same exact time worried and has the responsibility for the other country that they're fighting. Doesn't make much sense. So they are anti-Zionism. Webinar was crafted in conjunction with Jewish Voice for Peace, an anti-Semitic organization that blamed Israel for Hamas's attacks while it was ongoing, and stepped up its anti-Israel activism afterward, including storming the United States Capitol, which just does not make any sense. Prior to the webinar, patients were asked if they felt supported by their schools when teaching anti-Zionist narratives by Palestinians. According to the survey obtained by the Daily Wire, I feel supported by my administration in teaching about Palestine, strongly disagree, somewhat disagree, neutral, teaching anti-Zionist narratives about Palestine. I feel comfortable talking about Palestine/Israel with my colleagues, my family members, my students. NTA's Anti-Racism Task Force represents the struggle against anti-Palestinian racism, the MTA. Yeah, this is just stupid. This is just plain stupid. They don't have the facts. They don't want to go over the facts. They don't want to go over the history. They just want to say, what's going on now is disgusting. No. You're a teacher. How about you just pay attention? You see, the thing is, they don't even know United States history. Why the heck do you think that they're going to know another country's history better than the United States' history? If you don't know the United States' history, you don't know any other country's history, because of the fact that it's easier to know your own country's history than other countries' history. It's just common sense. So if you don't want to teach us the right things, how about if you just stay out of politics, stay out of this world history and world events more broadly? With that being said, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening, and that's going to do it for this episode of the Demetrius Sergio Show. This is a part 2 of the episode that I did yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday, so I didn't have a lot of time in the morning to do both to do a full episode. So this is the actual other half of the episode that I filmed yesterday. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for enjoying, and if you did like this episode, please like and subscribe down below.